Hi, everybody. This is Giselle Serrata. Um, so the hypothesis I came up with for this research study, taking a stab. So I thought if students are immersed in a semester-long college course educating them on health at every size, or HAES, then they will come away with healthier habits and attitudes surrounding eating behaviors and perceptions of bodies of all sizes. Um, yeah, I don't know. So I felt like that kind of encompassed the gist of the whole study, which was a really neat study, by the way. I would have loved to have taken a HAES class, but anyway. So the intervention for the experimental group and the comparison groups. So all of the groups used the same curriculum and the same textbooks each semester. They just changed instructors each semester, which is interesting because if a new instructor is teaching it every semester, they had not previously taught the class, especially the HAES version and the one with some HAES material. And if they're new to it, they don't have like a pre-constructed, I wouldn't think, like, I guess if you're teaching something long enough, you just have kind of a recorded message or recording in your brain and how you teach the class and how you respond to questions and how you approach topics and stuff. But if it's all new to you, or you haven't taught it before, then it's new to everybody. So it just seems like it's more organic that way. So I think that was a good call to do that way. The intervention for the HAES group. So they addressed physical, social, psychological, and economic impact of the diet industry on individuals and society, and that's a lot to unpack emotionally, I would think, especially like social media and advertising. They used lectures that covered critical analysis of weight loss research, bariatric surgery, eating disorders. So, and yeah, intuitive eating, mindful eating, social justice, size discrimination. There's a lot there to unpack. So I imagine nobody skipped class. That would be really interesting to experience each class period. Probably a lot of heated debates, probably a lot of emotions. And then, so the primary constructs guiding the intervention for the HAES group: observational learning, reciprocal determinism, behavioral skills, expectations, and expectancies. The comparison and control groups. So the control group taught weight management section in accordance with the textbook. So the control group was a traditional nutrition, weight management class that's taught, it seems like, every semester. And then the comparison group was similar to that, but just had a little bit of the HAES curriculum added in, where they would, there were 3 lectures demonstrating concepts of non-dieting approach during the 13th week of the semester in place of weight management curriculum. So instead of talking about weight management, they went the route of the more, I guess I would say, a more sensitive, humane discussion. That is what HAES is, for the most part, instead of talking about weight management and dieting. So from pre-test to post-test, where did the HAES class experience statistically significant differences? So they had a total of 8 statistically significant differences. And then the comparison group that had some HAES content had 4 statistically significant differences, and then the control group didn't have any. well, they all had one in common, which was the ages across the three were statistically significant. Because the control group, they were older, and I think the age span was like 19 to 29 or something, 26. They just ended up, they could have been much older than the students in the other two groups. So that could have an impact on how people perceive, when you're later in life, and you've been through things, you might take things differently, either more sensitive or less sensitive, I guess. Kind of feel like less sensitive in this case, but anyway. So those, for the HAES group, though, it was so statistically significant were, from the pretest to the post-test, the total intuitive eating scale score, unconditional permission to eat, reliance on hunger, cognitive behavioral dieting scale, body esteem appearance, body esteem weight, body esteem attribution, and anti-fat attitudes. Is that, I don't know, I think that's 8, right? Or 9? 9. Anyway, so yeah, it seems like just based on that, those students going into the class had some perceptions, and then coming out of the class, it changed their world. They had, seems like it had a significant impact on how these students started to perceive healthy weight management and the dieting, just a healthier relationship with food and their bodies and other people's bodies, and physical activities in general and stuff like that. So which instrument was the HAES post-test? Score significantly different. Okay, so HAES, the intuitive eating, unconditional permission to eat, and reliance on hunger, significantly increased over the other two groups in the post-test. The cognitive behavioral dieting scale scores significantly decreased over the other two groups. Body esteem, appearance, and weight significantly increased over the other two. And body esteem scale appearance significantly increased over the other two. And that was it, I think. So the control group, yeah, I just put in a whole bunch of notes here, but so yeah, the whole thing about the HAES group, they just took a more holistic approach. I know across all of the dietetics platforms, I guess especially was it the sports and nutrition, the dietetic practice group in the academy, there were, in the news feed that they have every day, there's one dietitian in particular, he just would rail against the HAES method or ideology. I don't know, he didn't think it was a good idea, but so I guess it's kind of a polarizing topic, but just the intent is to, so they assigned readings and they had class discussions, and they in the classes journaling assignments, so more like, yeah, holistic and kind of internalizing and unpacking your things and your, I guess, the thoughts around, and it, yeah, anyway, so on their journey toward becoming intuitive eaters. So it seemed like a lot of like helpful, like group therapy almost. They learned strategies to eat mindfully and practice this behavior during one of their lectures. And then they had to there's a little video project around this, and then they had to initiate or seek feedback from friends and family on social media. So if I was telling a best friend about this study in 250 words or less, so I don't know, I kind of just yammered a little bit, but so I would tell my friend that these researchers tried a non-diet approach to teaching and guiding students towards safer and healthier ways to a healthier lifestyle. Just and it worked. It seemed to work. So students came away with healthier attitudes toward themselves, toward others of all sizes, became more weight neutral in their perceptions on weight. Their perceptions were more neutralized. And then also their attitudes toward eating and dieting, and it was just a more gentle way toward guiding these students to, like, it wasn't necessarily teaching, it just seemed more like a guiding experience. So teaching them the concepts, but like how to just treat themselves with like grace and I guess grace toward themselves and towards others regarding what people are going through and like their why they might be overeating and making choices that they do or did that were not healthy necessarily. So I don't know if that's 250 words or less, but I don't know. I think I would be really excited to explain it to somebody. So I don't know. I like this study. I would certainly love to take a class like that to learn more. So that's what I had. Thanks.